What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. I'm in my Instagram because me and my husband went to try this new Mexican place today. And since I did not leave the house this weekend, my husband was like, you want to try a restaurant? He had me because I didn't leave the house. So I had to go. I had to do my hair and try to look presentable and take this man out. Well, he took me out, but it was cool. It was cool. It was called Anejo is the name of it. And I had shrimp quesadillas. That's my tried and true. Them beans was light-skinned beans. Y'all see how light them beans were? But it was cool. My husband had some street tacos. It was cool. I mean, quesadillas, you can only get so much with them, right? But yeah, that's what I did today. And of course, I did my little workout and stuff like that. And I lost my fantasy thing again. What's new? You know, I sit and watch this freaking games. I was like 3 points from winning and once again lose. I lose again. Fourth loss. Sucks. Sucks to suck. That's how I feel about my life right now. No, life is good other than football. Ugh, football, man. Man, why do we even do it? Other than that, that's it, y'all. Everything else is going good in the world. Everybody, I pray y'all happy and everything's going well for y'all. And y'all just be blessed, y'all. Let's get into this news. A patient reunited with a nurse who helped save her life 35 years ago. She was my angel. The United Kingdom closes its last coal-fired power plant. More than 90,000 residents in the county east of Atlanta were told to keep sheltering in place Monday after chemical plant fire. Galaxy gas is a new spin on an old drug, nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, or by the nickname lipids. It's becoming the new craze with the young people. They come out with more and more ways to unalive their brain cells. This is an unprecedented tragedy that requires an unprecedented response, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper said at a press conference. Jimmy Carter turned 100 years old. He's the oldest former president in the U.S., but tomorrow he'll make 100. Well, he turned 100. He made it. Tim Walz and J.D. Vance debate is tomorrow. Dang, that slipped up. I can't believe it's October 1st. Gosh. The world goes so fast. In a move intended to troll former President Trump and Donald Trump and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, ahead of the vice president debate, the DNC is digitally projecting various phrases, including Vance's previously calling Trump an idiot. Shrimp farmers in Asia exploited by U.S. supermarkets for big profits. They're being exploited, research finds. Verizon customers report widespread outages with mobile phones limited to SOS mode. I don't even know anybody that has Verizon. Gloria Estefan on how a life-changing accident sparked a $42 million mission to cure paralysis. Pete Rose, known as Major League Baseball's hit king, who was later banned for betting on games, has passed away at 83. And now do they still not allow them to bet? I don't know. I know sports betting's a thing now. After ending a 15-year hiatus and long-held feud between brothers Liam and Noel Gallagher, Oasis shocked fans by announcing a reunion tour last month. The band announced Monday they are taking the long-awaited tour to North America in 2025. They made up. The dock workers could shut down major Atlantic and Gulf ports, threatening 43% of U.S. imports and 68% of containerized exports. Businesses are bracing for disruptions. This would be really bad if this happened. Because I'm going to get my stuff from China, my Amazon stuff. New York City Mayor Eric Adams filed a motion to dismiss one of the 5 federal corruption charges against him, which his lawyer said is not a real case. Hurricane Helene has disrupted presidential campaigns, with Vice President Kamala returning to Washington for briefings and former President Donald Trump touring storm hit Valdosta, Georgia, where he falsely claimed the governor couldn't reach President Biden. The Israeli military says it's carrying out a targeted ground operation against the Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Two explosive devices were discovered hidden at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino in Tampa, Florida on Sunday and Monday, prompting partial evacuation. Y'all gotta do that and do the hurricane? Why didn't y'all just wait and see what the hurricane was gonna do? More than 120 people have passed away across 6 states due to the hurricane. President Biden is planning to visit North Carolina on Wednesday. Polls are in. Very close between Trump and Kamala. Let me see what I like down here, y'all. So the bears were sensing the flood in North Carolina and they got in the trees. The bears are smarter than humans because this guy, he's just sitting there chilling. LeBron and Bronny had their first interview together from Lakers Media Day.
Defense, but it's had a moment at practice that was well documented last week. We heard your take on it, where you said great defense, but better offense. Can we get your vantage point? What you thought about that?
All right. In all seriousness,
please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
what do you mean you're not going to go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I know you did. I know you did. But
I stepped out of bounds?
He stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that camera angle of the face
I gotta
like
stop.
that.
All I know is I got to stop.
Tell them about the stuff I got on you when you dribbled out of bounds, though.
And that was a foul, too. He slapped my whole arm. And we, see,
Did they call it? Did the ref call it?
I mean, I'm not going to get that call right now. I'm going to get that call right now. I'm playing against a guy that is
How lucky is Bronny? Like, Bronny is so blessed, man. So Beyonce's Levi commercial dropped. Why do rich people always like to pretend like they are poor? And Beyonce, was it appropriate to have your cakes out in front of the children at the laundromat? It's a cute commercial, but I mean, it's Beyonce. Poor Linnell took a tumble at her comedy show the other day, y'all.
Standing by and go travel.
I wasn't gonna laugh at that. That was horrible. What kind of step off is that? Stone Cold, the wind was so bad that Stone Cold couldn't even drink his beer. Stone Cold, how many takes did that take? Because didn't he just recognize it in the beginning? Alright, let's see what TMZ got going on. People are speculating because Taylor hasn't been to Kelsey's game. Sarah Hyland has been sued. You owe me Modern Family money. Ex-manager wants a 10%. Leave Sarah alone. Sarah was having a whole Love Island. She needs that money. Diddy assembles a legal dream team for his new bail attempt. Could third time be the charm? Rob Snyder and Matumbo post draws backlash for promoting anti-vax stance. What did he say? So yeah, Cardi B said that she was pregnant with her baby number 3. She was having something done to her butt. She was like getting taken out of her fake butt that she got, and she didn't realize that she was pregnant. And the doctor was like, "You're pregnant, like 17 weeks pregnant." And she didn't know. And she's like, "I only had sex one time this year, which was on New Year's." And so, yeah, that's how Cardi found out she was preggers. Britney Spears, I almost burnt my face off. I'm not shocked. Beverly Hills kidnapping suspect fatally juked while showdown on camera. Akon on Diddy, we just gotta sit back and let it play out. Diddy, Dana Tran rocking love ring, baby mama's in his corner. I think the baby's name is Love too, right? More Paris Fashion Week photos. Damon Dash says there's things he didn't know about Diddy. A bull gores a woman to unalivement in a distraction video. I don't understand why people be out in the street during that bull stuff. Alright, y'all. Nothing too interesting. TMZ just be all over the place. They make their articles hard to read, which is on purpose. They want you to click on them, and I'm not. This whole dock strike, you know they just gonna using this as an excuse to raise prices, especially after they finally cut the interest rate, and now you got the dock strike. Oh, we gotta raise prices again. Former first round pick AJ Griffin announces NBA retirement to follow Jesus. Amen. He said, "I gave up basketball to follow Jesus, and I know that in a lot of people's eyes, that seems like a loss in the world's eyes." He was a former Houston Rocket. He said, "But I just want to let you guys know that I'm super excited because I truly get to serve God, with my full yes. And I feel like letting go of basketball is allowing me to go into full-time ministry and truly serve the Lord." Oh, he gonna have a big church, baby. He gonna probably make more than he would have made in the NBA. Somebody said God will lead us down paths that others don't understand. When he calls, we answer. People are saying, why can't he do both? Some people can. However, he obviously feels God is calling him to especially focus on serving him. Worldly pleasures mean nothing. Wish other brothers realize this. Bless that man for real. Yeah. Justice Department to launch civil rights review into the Tulsa massacre. Y'all keep playing with this, but I have been seeing no action out of it. Would you all attend a water wedding? No. My husband always thinks it's cool if we go to a restaurant and eat in the water with our feet. I don't like that. You know how dirty that water is? Like, the ocean, no, nothing's appealing about your feet just sitting in the water like that. Like, no. Somebody said black folk play too much. Somebody gonna yell shark, whole wedding gonna be over. Toes gonna be wrinkled. No, cause somebody gonna pee. Black people gonna be flinching the whole time. Something just touched my leg. The whole wedding is going to be over. Something touches my leg in the water. I'm going to act a fool. The ocean is too unpredictable for this. Nice photo shoot, though. Yeah, they're cute for photos, but a whole wedding sitting in the water? No. What do we used to call these bop beads? We just call them balls. Somebody said knockers, click-clacks, twister balls, bobos. Yeah, hairballs was all we had. Bubbles. Jamaicans say bubbles. Culture is learning how to play the piano, Cardi B starter. Kamala Harris speaks on why people question her racial identity. She says, I'm clear on who I am, and if anybody else is not, they need to go through their own level of therapy. That's not her issue. Kamala's like, that question's old. Somebody said, the fact that they're more concerned with her race than his felonies speaks volumes. How y'all let a white man convince y'all that a black woman isn't black? She could identify as a candlestick, still not voting for Trump. Her mom's from South India, her daddy's black, and she went to HBCU because she was taught to be proud of all of who you are, case closed. Candace Owens just did a deep dive into her race, and her grandmother and grandparents aren't black. Her father's black unless you're blind, unless slender. It was, I don't know, y'all. Again, why does race matter so much? Some people say they ain't voted for her. No one with common sense cares of what color she is. The judge in the YSL trial went off on the prosecutor, told her you're throwing the whole case away. But yet this case is still going on, Drudge. Just declare a mistrial at this point. Somebody said, will the feds pick it up if this doesn't happen? The trial longer than a CVS receipt. She ain't even been on trial that long and she already fed up. I think we all forgot what the charges are at this point. From a legal perspective, this is embarrassing, and please note that the judge was being very tactful with her words and didn't say what she really wanted to say. The trial's been going on so long. I was watching it for a minute, but it's always so chaotic, y'all. Name a celebrity that deserves an apology from the general public. Somebody said Whitney Houston, Cat Williams, Chris Brown, Sierra, for people thinking she was a man. Yeah, Sierra got a lot of man hate. Janet Jackson for the Super Bowl situation. Meg Thee Stallion, Cassie, Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, Britney Spears, Johnny Depp, Chadwick Boseman. Yes, a lot of people came for Chadwick when he was in his final days. Justin Bieber. Yeah. You never know what people going through. Serena Williams graces the cover of Glamour magazine. Serena has came a long way with her looks. I will give her that. And I love that little short bob she got. Wow. Mutombo was only 58. He was so young. That's sad. Naomi Campbell responds after people assume there is tension between her and Rihanna. I'm not about to let the world pit two black women against each other. As can sometimes be the case with Miss Campbell's, her presence at the show drew outside attention after people shared footage online of Rihanna walking past. She pretty much said we're two women with two children. I don't know what are the comments saying. Didn't she just get banned from her own charity for misusing the funds? Using Rihanna to deflect from her shopping shenanigans. Rihanna is in her own world. She don't care. One thing for sure, Rihanna, is that she don't fake like nobody. I still want to know why she asked Ree if she was high on stage at that award show. Somebody said you and Laura was being shady. Somebody said, Naomi, where did your charity money go? Because she did just get banned from her own charity for supposedly stealing the money. They said she's trying to deflect. Somebody said, let's be real, auntie. You know you asked that woman, was she high and doing drugs on TV at an award show, and you was way out of pocket, and that was crazy. But don't worry, because I'm more than sure Rihanna is not thinking about you and is unbothered by this situation. Alright, let's see what Reddit's talking about today, y'all. Have you ever heard of a relationship that ended mainly because they had different political views? I actually have. Secondhand knowledge of a relationship between a Russian guy and a Romanian girl that ended after Russia invaded Ukraine. It used to not be this deep, but politics has become deep, man. It breaks up some relationships. Yeah, I heard it through the wall. My neighbor was arguing with her husband about politics. I ended up walking out the door and saw her husband running out of the flat with the fork in his shoulder. He ran out of the entryway and was never seen again. Yeah, mine. This is a copy and paste, so if something doesn't quite line up, that's why. First girlfriend was religious. I knew that going in. However, over 3 years, we never really talked about religion or politics. It just didn't come up, and we were more interested in each other than worrying about that at all. Then I guess sometimes around 2016, Obama's name was brought up, not even a judgment call, more of a he exists kind of thing. Well, she then gives me a Obama, that terrorist. Excuse me? Yeah, his middle name is Hussein. He's a terrorist, and from then on, we could just not have a conversation. Things finally came to a head when she started fishing around the idea of marriage. Now we were arguing practically every convo, so obviously I wasn't feeling that. So it came down to me saying I wouldn't consider marriage until we lived together, and she wouldn't consider marriage unless we were married. At this impasse, we decided to break it off. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have a successful friendships, marriage, and all that, if y'all political views is not adding up, either don't share them, or like just, there's some things there's things that politics and religion is chancy to talk about in any relationship. I don't know about marriage, because like, why didn't you find this out before you marry them? Politics and religion are two things that I make sure we're in agreement on. But that's funny to me, though, because sometimes with politics, like, there's been times when me and my husband, like different politicians, like, not as far as president goes, but, like, for instance, our state representative don't care for the guy at all. And so I'm not a tried and true, like, vote one ticket way all the time for myself. My husband can be different on that. I mean, we can agree to disagree. Because, I mean, you can't be like, we need to agree on that. No, it's not a freaking dictatorship. Like, you guys' views will never change. Sometimes it won't be a good Democrat or a good Republican, like, that you vote for. Like, having that same, like, this is a Democratic household. Yeah, I don't know about that. Because they're all the same, for real, man. So far, we have been a Democrat household, I will say that. But it's getting crazy, because they all are starting to be the same. Let's see what else we got, y'all. What's the stupidest reason your ex broke up with you for? She went through my phone and saw that I was flirting with someone 5 years before we started dating. Why you still got them old text messages, though? That's what I want to know. I had an emergency surgery, and after a week of recovery, she said I was being a bummer, and she wanted more fun in her life and dumped me on my birthday. My bad, my gallbladder exploded. At least you found out early. My first girlfriend and I dated for almost a year. I thought things were great. She breaks up with me through an AIM. Yes, I'm old. instant messenger, which pretty much wrecked me. I had legit feelings for her and I didn't understand what happened. Turns out she broke up with me because her best friend broke up with her boyfriend. I'm thinking she thought she would get to spend more time with her. Her best friend found a new boyfriend a month later. Guess who wanted to get back together? I shut it down. No joke, her mood ring changed colors. He said that all we did was cook meals and watch movies. It was the middle of winter and peak COVID lockdowns. COVID broke a lot of people up. My first boyfriend came over and dumped me on my front porch. He said he didn't like my list. He also had a list. That's funny. I can't. His mom asked him to. His mom asked him to break up with me because I refused to get my nails done every few weeks. I went and buy a new car. I have an old but very reliable functional car that's paid off and have no issues. Apparently it gave him the ick. Listen, some people are materialistic and it's good you find out these things like right away. I remember I got engaged to this guy and he was like, now when I get your ring, I want you to start getting your nails done. And I was like, that was a red flag. Like when a man starts telling you stuff like that, red flag, ladies. Red flag. Because she was supposed to also get a job when we got a place together because I was not going to be able to support us alone. And after 3 months of living together, she hadn't even tried to. And I put some pressure on her. How do you keep the spark alive in a long-term relationship? Laugh every day. Me and my husband laugh at something every day. And we've been together for 10 years in November, which is long for me. It's a long relationship for me. Be nice and say I love you and no cheating. Sounds too easy. Flirt all the time, be friends, talk about everything that is your person for the rest of your life, make it fun, have the hard conversations, and flirt some more, kiss, all the above. People say date nights, but honestly, date nights can get kind of boring if they're the same type of dates for years. You know what doesn't get boring? Vacations to new locations every time, telling your significant other that they look great when they take the time to put on makeup, telling your significant other every day that they are a wonderful person. None of that gets old. Never stop touching each other. Finding new things to enjoy. Communication. Never stop dating your partner. Do nice things for each other even when they don't feel like it. Love is an action, which means it takes effort. It's the little things in the day that truly add value. Always be supportive, patient, encourage your partner's growth, be spontaneous, and eat butt. You lost me at that one, but let me see what am I the a-hole got going on. I'm on the a-hole for refusing to give up my vacation days so my coworker can go on her honeymoon. I work at a small company where vacation is pretty limited and we have requests months in advance. I put in my request almost a year ago to take a 2-week vacation during the holidays. My plan was to visit family who live out of the country, something I only get to do once a year. Recently, a coworker of mine who's getting married came up to me and asked if I'd be willing to give up my vacation days so she can go on her honeymoon. She apparently didn't realize how quickly the days would fill up and waited too long to request her time off. Now the only way she can go is if someone cancels, and since I have one of the longest vacation blocks, she came to me first. I told her I was really sorry, but I can't give up my time. This trip means a lot to me, and it's the only time I can see my family this year. She wasn't happy and told me I was being selfish for not accommodating her once-in-a-lifetime event. Now a few other coworkers are chiming in, suggesting I could be more flexible since I don't have special circumstances like a wedding. I feel bad, but I also planned this trip far in advance, and it's important to me. Am I the a-hole? No, I mean, it's your prerogative. She shouldn't have waited that long. I mean, if you already booked your trip to go see your family, you ain't the a-hole. Somebody said not the a-hole. I'm assuming she planned her wedding for a while. It's not your problem if she didn't think ahead. Yep. Gotta be faster than that. You gotta be faster than that. What? Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my FTM boyfriend because I'm not gay? I don't know what FTM means. Female to male? I don't know. I'm a male, 20, and my boyfriend is F. I don't know. This is how you know I'm old. We've been together for almost 2 years. Recently came out as a trans female to male to me and his closest friends, since he is not only studying and his parents aren't supportive. Okay, so used to be a female, but now they're transitioning to a male. But I already have a job. Anyway, I've offered to pay for his treatment. Some weeks ago, we talked and I told him that since I'm not into men, maybe we should break up. I offered to keep paying for his testosterone until he can pay for it himself, but he got angry and called me a transphobe. Am I really a transphobe? I try my best to be gentle. No, if you didn't sign up for that, no, this is not what your preference is. I don't get that where, like, you could be whatever you want, but don't force it on other people. I just don't get that. I really don't with people. Like, what your preference is your preference. Live it, love it, but, like, why do everybody else gotta... Somebody said, not the a-hole. You've been extremely supportive to the point of financially supporting them. Them expecting you to change sexual orientation isn't right. Not the a-hole, bro, telling an FTM person that you don't want to be with them because they're a man and you're not gay. It's the least transphobic thing you can do. You're literally validating their identity. Yeah, it's like, you're becoming a man now. Like, I'll support you, but it's just not for me. Like, that should not be a crime. Somebody says, as a trans man, I agree with this take. See? Even trans people agree with you. There you have it. Let's get into my story time, y'all. Although I've had fun reading to y'all, my voice starts getting cracky and dry, and I just gotta let it go. Y'all, look at the balls. This bitch took her and wrote aborted. They didn't have an abortion party, and instead of it's a boy, they put it's aborted. That's how you know I'm old.
We're following breaking news out of Georgia, where a judge has just struck down the state's restrictive heartbeat abortion law, which has been in effect since 2022, saying it violates the Constitution. Again, the 6-week ban has now just been struck down in Georgia. And abortions are now legal up until 22 weeks of pregnancy, Greg. This is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's a seismic court ruling by Fulton County Judge Robert McBurney, who earlier also brought up objections to the Georgia anti-abortion law. So this is likely to be appealed to the Georgia Supreme Court, which is a very conservative bench. We'll see what they do, but earlier they reversed his ruling that also brought up legal issues with the anti-abortion law.
We're following.
That's the thing, they go back and forth with this. It's like back and forth. I mean, it's kind of a win, but it's not a win, because you know once he gets up to that Supreme Court, it's going to be back.
It is unbelievable. So this is a pastor father and his daughter, and he was just arrested on Wednesday pretty much for a lifetime of sexual abuse towards his beautiful daughter, pictured here. So the pastor's daughter thought she had escaped her childhood that was full of sexual abuse once she moved out and got married. This was only for her father to break into her house and automize her, add an S, weeks after she gave birth to her child. 45-year-old Berthea Phyllis Judge Bailey, I hope I pronounced that correctly, I think he goes by the name Judge, is, or should I say was, a respected minister at St. Andrew's Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he began abusing his beautiful daughter, Harmony Oates, when she was in the 6th grade. He reportedly told his daughter that he was her freaking boyfriend and that she would cause a total catastrophe to the whole kingdom of God if she ever told people what he was doing to her. She kept quiet for a while, but he was finally arrested on Wednesday after all these years of abuse, and he was charged with rape, child sexual abuse, incest, forcible automy, add an S, and burglary. This was after his beautiful 22-year-old daughter finally made up her mind that she had spent too long in the shadows about the abuse that she endured. She said on a Facebook post that he left her broken and shattered and a shell of the person she could have been, and yet she refuses to let him define her. Good for her. So Judge, or whatever he goes by, whatever name, he had actually gotten felony charges in the past for lewd molestation, but they were dropped by the time he started focusing on abusing his daughter in 2012. Harmony stated that he would pray over her at first, but while he was praying, he would do a lot of touching. So it is
Normally, I can't stand sharing stories like this, but this is just horrible that this girl endured that her whole life only for her to go on and try to have a life and have a baby, and for him to do that after she had her baby and break into her house and do that was just sick and sad, and just, you're supposed to be a man of God and you do that. It's just horrible. And I'm glad, I pray that he faces the charges he needs, man, because this is sad.
Yes?
You got any spare change?
No, I don't have spare change. I only keep bills.
I'll take bills too.
Oh, great. Light bill due on the 15th.
Jódase, perras. Agárrate, hijo de...
You're good to go, sir?
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
My pleasure.
Is that my food already? Hey, Queen, that's what I'm talking about. I thought that was mine. My bad, bro. Yeah, well, they gotta be mine. You look right at me. He was just looking at me. That got to be mine right there. I know that's mine. Hey, how you doing, sir? Good now. What about you? Good. Yes, sir. Let me... Hey, play too much, bro. Hey, you was looking right at... There you go. There you go. There you go. That got to be mine. Hey, how you doing, sir? Don't waste my time. I'm hungry, man. What's wrong with y'all? I ate all day. This is like good shit. Good right here. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, man.
That's crazy.
A lot of you have been following my channel. I need to drink this shot or I'm about to have a seizure. I think I'm fit. I'm starting to get nauseous and dizzy. I'm going through alcohol withdrawal. Still, I'm down from 2 shots a day from 20. And a couple days ago, you guys have noticed that I'm doing 2 a day now. I'm trying to do 1 in the morning, which you saw me do my 1 in the morning. I promised I would drink my shots on social media to hold myself accountable. And I've been doing that. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I'm feeling better. And I'm going through a level of withdrawal. I feel like I'm having a stroke. And it makes me want to drink, you know? I just can't. So I'm not. So I drank 2 waters. I went on a small walk. I had a half an apple. I'm going to eat some broccoli a little bit, get those nutrients. And I'm going to drink 1 tablespoon of olive oil later. If I can get that down. Not in this same glass.
The struggle is real, y'all. Think about that before y'all pick up anything that is like this, because it literally changes the makeup of your brain. Like, it's sad. But he's the CEO of a company. I wonder what company he runs.
Black women get right to the point. I swear to God, they get right to the point. I asked a black woman out on a date, you ain't gonna have me wearing no sheet. Black women get right to the point.
He's an Arab, and she's like, you ain't gonna have me wearing no sheets.
Absolutely terrifying scenes coming out of North Carolina and Tennessee after 2 dams collapsed. These are Katrina-like scenes where people are having to break through windows, break through their
And when it comes.
Alright, Usher, Justin Bieber, Diddy. This is how they all connect. When Usher was super young, he got signed to a guy named L.A. Reid, this famous music executive. Usher then loses his voice. L.A. Reid wants to help him, get back on track, so he sends him over to this guy named Puff Daddy. And as you can imagine, Usher had a problem. He just didn't know it yet. See, Puff Daddy was this up-and-coming music executive who could really turn someone into a star. He put them through this thing called Flavor Camp. And during Usher's term in his Flavor Camp, he lived with Puff. And in Usher's words, he would see questionable things. He said at any given time, you can open the door and see a bunch of random people playing Netflix. He said he would be up all night partying when all he really wanted to do was go to the studio. And this is when people speculate that Diddy did something to Usher. Now, I need you to listen to me. I'm going to give you the evidence as to why people believe this. But until you hear words from Usher, Diddy, Justin Bieber, nobody knows anything. All right, so Diddy and Usher are in an interview with Kevin Hart. Diddy said, hey, yo, pause. When Usher used to live with me, we used to wrestle for Frosted Flakes. Kevin Hart said, what? Diddy said, and he grabs Kevin Hart and pulls him off camera because Kevin Hart doesn't have a filter. After Diddy's Flavor Camp, Usher comes out with an album called Usher. It has really explicit details about watching Netflix. Everybody's like, nah, this is uncomfortable. And people actually did not like the album because his young voice talking about those details really threw people off. And of course, the album was executively produced by Puff Daddy. His mom was like, yo, what the? So she grabs Usher. You got former bodyguards coming out saying, yeah, Diddy was very inappropriate with Usher. Because the rumor that Usher got sent to the hospital because of an encounter with Diddy. In fact, rumors have been circulating for like 20 years about this situation. Which brings us to Usher and Justin Bieber. See, Justin Bieber was coming up in the same way Usher was, like when he was super young. L.A. Reid again found Justin Bieber. Usher and Justin Timberlake both wanted to sign Bieber. But Bieber chooses Usher, and Usher basically becomes a mentor. Now, Usher then sends a young Bieber to Diddy for 48 hours. And in this interview, Diddy's saying stuff like, man, Justin is doing things that any 15-year-old would dream of doing. And the thing that's always kind of annoyed me about Diddy personally is he's always towing this imaginary line in interviews. Because of his ego, he has been snitching on himself in interviews. If you listen, he'll say something like, Justin be having a really good time with me. If no one acknowledges it, he'll be like, well, I can't say too much. You know what I'm saying? But like a really good time. I can't say too much stuff. You feel me? And he'll do this like throughout the whole interview. But here's the thing about Justin Bieber. He's been insanely harassed by the entertainment industry over the years. In fact, Justin Bieber comes out with a song about it where he's not just talking about one person. He's talking about the whole industry. In fact, Justin Bieber starts crying in the interview when Billie Eilish's name is brought up. He says that he wants to protect her and young people in the industry so they won't go through what he went through. And here's where it gets very wicked. Something you gotta understand is the music industry is known for being very wicked. We just talked about Billie Eilish, right? Well, somebody got to her too. She eventually tells her brother, and her brother gets the person fired. We're talking about Billie Eilish. Matter of fact, Taylor Swift even came out and said something happened to her too. And I need you to think about that for a second. The industry has the audacity to do something like this to a Taylor Swift who had powerful parents, a bona fide star at the time. This is just culture at that point. What do you think they're doing to people who aren't famous? So back to these three. Usher deletes his social media for a day because people are going in on him about him sending Justin Bieber to Diddy. People are saying, for all the things that you went through, Usher, why would you send Justin over? And here's what I want to say. Celebrities are human beings, and human beings are complicated. So maybe it's not as simple as Usher bad because he sent Justin to Diddy. My whole life I've witnessed the insane things that Diddy has gotten away with in an industry, in a world that allows billionaire music executives to do whatever they want. If you don't know what this is about, look in the comments. So it's probably a little difficult to go against someone like that, especially if you have allegedly been groomed by them. Or Usher could be just as wicked as Diddy. Point is, I have no idea, and I know you don't either. But from all I know about Diddy, if I had to guess, I would say Diddy probably called up Usher and said, yo, I heard you just signed a kid named Justin. Usher probably said, oh yeah, he's a good kid, he's a good kid. Then Diddy will say something like, why don't you just send him over? You know I'm gonna get to him anyway. Send him over, bro. Ha 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 ha. That's how he worked. But again, that's just my guess. Either way, in the next coming months, we're gonna find more about the Diddy situation. Alright, Usher just...
The onion continues to be peeled. Arrest this man too.
Let up the window and put on your seatbelt.
Where was the parents mindset. I mean, I'm glad they listen, but...
If you thought American healthcare couldn't get worse, well, new villain unlocked. This is Anne, and well, she had an idea. In 2003, the Human Genome Project was finished, and it changed genetics and, frankly, the world when it successfully sequenced human DNA. And along with two other people, our girl Anne, well, she founded 23andMe with the intention of using the newly sequenced human DNA to help people understand and interpret their own genetics. And over the next 15 years, 23andMe gained a lot of success and a lot of seed money, some of which came from Google. And I do want to point out that Anne here, well, she's married to a co-founder of Google. And one of the things that really made 23andMe different than every other company like them was the fact that they were FDA approved. So technically, they were the only company that could legally do these genetic tests. Now, with all this success, I want you to think about how many people are in 23andMe's genetic database. You might be in there. I'm not. But to answer your question, it's 15 million. 15 million people. Their genetic information just sitting there. And while the intentions may have been great when they started 23andMe, what's one thing that ruins everything? Capitalism. See, when you have a product that people are only going to buy one time, you kind of have a problem with scaling that company, huh? And that's when our girl Anne had a great idea. Why don't we use all of this genetic information we have to develop drugs? And that's when 23andMe became a biotech company, and they started developing drugs based on our genetic information. And according to Anne, this would just make the drugs work better, right? And with some of that newfound cash, they went ahead and acquired Lemonade Health. Because what was everybody doing during the pandemic? Telehealth. Side note, I was pregnant during the pandemic, and even my, weekly check-ins with my doctor, yeah, those were via telehealth. So the industry became very lucrative. But with this new acquisition, 23andMe had a problem. They had all these overhead costs that simply appeared that they were not prepared for. And on top of this, in October of 2023, hackers breached 23andMe and stole a bunch of data. And recently, 23andMe in settlement money, which brings us to this week when the entire board of directors resigned from 23andMe. Well, Jasmine, why did they do that? Because good old Anne over here, yeah, she wants to take 23andMe private. And what does that mean, Jasmine? Why, that means if 23andMe has your genetic information, it is now for sale to the highest bidder. And who do you think is going to be on the top of that list of bidders? Why, I think it's American healthcare companies. Because while now they can deny you coverage for pre-existing conditions, imagine if they could deny you coverage because you had a genetic disposition to certain diseases. Not to mention targeted advertisements to you based on your genetic information, because they have that. Oh, and also, they're making the pharmaceuticals based on your genetic information. We live in hell. If you thought America...
Creepy times. Listen, y'all, that is a show today. Y'all stay blessed, and we'll be back tomorrow.